We have a Coppola questions before we move on.
Like I said, I didn't really ask a whole lot of serious questions because why the fuck would I? But what was the deal with the exterminator? Like, was he actually hired by Lucas's dad, or did he just happen upon this kid drowning a bunch of ants and was just like, hey, sign this contract so I can murder the ants for you?
Yeah, that was one of my questions. This guy just go around extorting random kids to getting them into scams contracts. And like, what's his end game? Like, that's not going to come back and bite him in the dick by doing that. Like when the kids' parents actually realized they got billed for an exterminator they didn't sign up for.
Yeah. I don't think children's signatures are legally binding.
No. Also, I have exterminators that come by. They take the money up front. Like, they take your information down up front so they can just show up, do their thing, and then they bill you.
Yeah, we have a company that we go through, and it's just automatically billed each time they come out.
Same.
Which now I'm so glad that I have that, because it's just murder these ants before they get all uppity and shrink me in the night.
Yeah.
How was Lucas supposed to scale the wall with the purple jelly bean? And how was he magically able to do it later on and have ant powers and all that kind of stuff? The only thing that makes sense is the potion. That's it.
Specifically, like, why didn't the other ants try to help him earlier? Because that was their whole thing, is they tried to help each other. So he gets them all onto the top of the cliff, and then they don't even bother trying to help him come up.
No, they do.
Just like,
they do. They try to ladder down to him, and he rejects them.
Oh, yeah, but they do it too late, too. They're all just up there waiting for him to climb up. They're like, climb up, climb up.
Yeah. They don't know that any
ant.
creature can't do that. They just think every creature can do it, I guess. How was the beetle or the glowworm, I don't know which one did it, but how were they able to bite the exterminator's balls so hard that he doubled over in pain?
It was the beetle, because he's like, and then he goes into the camera. I don't know, bug bites hurt, man. You never been bit by an ant even?
I guess, yeah.
Like, I've had ants bite me, and they're tiny, and they immediately feel it. So if it bites you, like, on the tip of the dick or whatever, you're going to feel it.
Just, like, seeing them fly up, and you see them, like, flying by hairs on his leg.
Oh, that looks vulnerable.
Try not to think about that too much.
A lot of implied penis in this movie.
Yeah.
And then my final question that I felt like asking, what do you think happened to the exterminator? Like, did he stay like that? Why didn't he shrink down to ant size? I guess because it was just through the wasp
little prick,
stinger,
maybe?
and it wasn't like the full doses.
It's got to go into the brain.
That little mutant and then join the carnival later on or something.
I was going to say, to be honest, he probably has a show in Vegas now.
Yeah.
With Penn and Teller.
Yeah, I try not to think about it because it's horrifying. Just got this little
he goes
mutant
back home to
dwarf.
his wife that night.
I don't think that dude's married. Let's be honest.
Yeah, not with hygiene like that.
Yeah.
Did the mites shrink too, or did they? The lice on his head, did they shrink too, or did they like full size and then eat him?
That would be the best way of like showing his character go out. The mites just eat him whole.
I mean, they've been eating him for years, so
Sure. Just eating them like pancakes or rice patties or something.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we all have them.
It's true.
Live in our eyelashes. How the hell does Lucas weigh enough to press the buttons on a phone?
It's true. Yeah. It actually happens in G-Force, where a fly lands on the keys, and Zach Rakaflakis has to push the keys as the fly lands on each one. Zach Rumpelstiltskin. That's
Zach Galifianakis. I didn't know. I forgot he was
Galifianakis. Yeah, he's kind of like the main like good guy in it.
But at least that's a human pressing the buttons. This was an ant-sized human somehow pressing buttons on a phone.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way.
If this had been made like a couple years later, it could have been like a smartphone, and then they could have just had him do it that way. So touch the touchscreen, and then it would make sense. What was the point of the scene with the cracked crystals and then the resin that he resolves in the very next scene? Like, what was the point of having two of those two scenes narratively?
A few minutes making it to where it seems like he's not really good at being a wizard, or
it's just like you set up a conflict and then immediately resolve it with no any
Maybe
type
to
of-
give Lucas a chance to destroy the anthill one more time.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Because we have to see him be a bully more than just that one time, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot more of the book is probably spent on him being a bully and doing terrible things, and probably a montage of a few pages of him doing terrible shit.
Pouring
Where you
molten silver into it, like some of those YouTube videos. It's fucking horrifying.
Look,
I don't know why
see how
those are so
big it is?
popular. Yeah, like Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, dude.
Man, I
You
don't
just
like
killed,
ants, but I'm not a fucking psycho that just dumps molten metal down into their home and kills all of them.
It's a city. Look at that.
Yeah, you just killed thousands. I don't know, probably more than that. I don't know how many live in an average colony, but all right.
Some of those like final silver things are like over the course of like a city block. Mm-hmm. Isn't it neat? Just destroyed generations.
Nuking a fucking city and then being like, look at that.
It's cool. Their shadows are on the wall.
Oh my God. That's what I say. Like, we have ants that come into the house, and we found one of their hives because it was in an old flower pot that we threw away. But then I just found another trail of them, and it's like you see them out on the sidewalk and stuff. We were just talking about this. They've been here for generations, probably as long as humans have. So think how many fucking colonies are out there. You're never going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, my other one is like, what are Lucas's parents going to do with the giant anthill that's now in their yard that you can physically see? It's a giant mound. Is he going to somehow convince them not to call an exterminator to get rid of this giant thing poking out of the front of their lawn?
I guess.
No, Mom, they have feelings.
They have feelings.
They've got a religion.
And if it is true that the dad was the one who called the exterminator and
Yeah.
the exterminator was telling the truth, then he's probably just going to do it again. Like, he didn't get rid of all of them. Mm-hmm. There's still wasps and all sorts of shit out here.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, the ants, like, it's in the hill's, like, in the fucking lawn. Like, it's just, like, he's going to have to get rid of it if he's mowing his lawn or anything.
And they're probably coming into the house now to get the jelly beans and shit.
Lucas is
Or
feeding
to come
them.
visit Lucas.
Right. Yeah, do you think Lucas goes back? You know, they bring him the potion every once in a while, and he can go back and visit his
Goes on a
friends.
wacky adventure.
I'm sure if the movie had been successful, they would have been sequels
yeah.
and more of them.
There
And,
would have
yeah.
been a sequel.
Yep.
I thought it was weird that they did that. Like, they sort of give it a final ending, like he says goodbye to him forever instead of like, hey, come visit us sometime or something. And they could have ended it on like that type of note. Like, he comes back and hangs out with them because they're friends now.
Yeah.
But they
Maybe
didn't.
he invents some way of like speaking to the ants and like communicates with them and has them fly with him when he shrinks down, and then they go and rob banks and stuff. Whatever happens in Ant-Man, you know?
They crawl into Thanos' ass and re-expand.
That's how it. That's what Lucas's story ends as. He's just up Thanos' ass.